Hi, I'm Rayford. I'm an artist. Should I say professional artist? Full-time artist? Just an artist. I always loved sketching and scribbling when I was a kid. I was never very academic at school, really. Could have tried harder, was the general consensus, but I always enjoyed art. And I went on to do a design degree, industrial design degree, but really got into my sketching in my spare time. And unbeknown to me, my wonderful mother sent a picture I'd drawn of Castle Howard to the Right Honourable Simon Howard of the estate, and he bought it. So that sort of planted the seed that it might actually be good enough at this sort of thing to be able to make a bit of a living out of it, or at least subsidise being a poor student and struggling through university. So I started doing little commissions while I was studying, people's houses, pets, cars, whatever people wanted drawing. It was always in pencil. I hadn't really painted at that point. What makes me choose the places I paint? Well, initially, when I started doing the quirky pictures, that was initially the sort of recognisable style I was working in. I used to do a lot of York and the local area, and I think a lot of that just comes down to the fact that York's such a beautiful and architecturally interesting city. It's very historical, and there's just a lot there that's inspiring. And then outside of that, and branching out, again, the part of the country that we're living in the northeast, and cities like Newcastle and Durham, and there's a lot of fantastic architecture around. Similarly, I'd say the same about a lot of the more iconic places I'm painting now: London, New York, Paris. There's definitely, I guess, the theme of focusing on those iconic architectural statements. And I think with the more recent work as well, I'm trying to draw on something that evokes, there's some atmosphere and a bit of drama as well. Whether I'm achieving that or not, that's where I'm leading towards at the moment anyway, with the sort of change in direction, the change in style. It's what made me want to jump into wildlife. Well, for me, it's a continuation of this sort of style where I'm moving away from the quirky stuff I've been doing to something that's a bit more realistic, and there's a bit of drama there, some movement, and again, looking at, as with these, the effect that light and contrast has on the feeling of the painting as well, which obviously with the other stuff there wasn't much of. It was more cartoony, a bit more illustrative, and I hadn't really done any wildlife or animal pieces since I used to do the pencil drawings years and years ago, maybe the odd pastel portrait of a dog and things. So I guess part of it was just about seeing if I could. There's that side of it as well, and trying to push myself out of my comfort zone a little bit, and just in a bit to continue developing, I guess, and learning, because I'm very aware of the fact of being self-taught and having to sort of learn a lot of this stuff myself as you go along. The only way to really do that and get better is to keep trying new things. The favourite places I've been painting have been New York, largely because it's the one place I've been painting that I haven't been to. Desperate to go at some point, but obviously in the age of the internet you can use, it's easy to access resources and images, and friends and family help me out with photographs as well, which is always great. But for me, it's just the scale of the buildings and the place and the drama you get from the contrast between being down on the streets and then the light from the sky sort of cutting its way through the buildings, and then capturing the energy as well with the hustle and bustle at street level compared to the sort of relative serenity, I guess, high up, where everything's just a little bit still. But yeah, it fascinates me. We don't really get anything like that in this country. There isn't the scale. And London's kind of heading that way now in certain districts, the financial district and Canary Wharf. Why did I choose to work at Gallery Rouge? Well, sort of going independent and working with a smaller, more select number of galleries, having worked with Gallery Rouge for quite a number of years now through booking and while I was with the publisher, I knew that they were enthusiastic about my work, and certainly there's, for me, there's a feeling that for a gallery to work well with you and your work, they've got to be enthusiastic about it themselves. And there's always been really good communication with the gallery, and it's just easy if they've got an inquiry or need a bit of information, or someone's asking about a commission, you can just pick up the phone and a conversation can happen immediately. It's not a long, drawn-out process, and it's a satisfying arrangement working with them. Commissioning pieces, yes, I'm very happy to take on commissions for pieces. So yeah, if someone's come into the gallery and seeing the painting that they like, but it's maybe not the scene or a place that they have a connection with, then yeah, for me, I think it's a great way for people to be able to get the painting, exactly the painting that they want, or something that, you know, it's an important purchase at the end of the day, isn't it, for a lot of people, and if it's going to hang on their wall, they're going to look at it every day, then I think commissioning a piece gives them the opportunity to make sure it's something that they want to look at indefinitely. And yeah, so what do I like to say to people who appreciate my art? Well, just ultimately, thank you very much for buying my paintings and prints, and for showing an interest, because that means I get to do what I love doing. And yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for that support, the support of the customer, the gallery customer.